Right now, though, News 19's Ariana Clay is also speaking with students and business owners who say right now on this Friday evening they are still trying to process all of this violence. Have a listen.
For people who live on campus, like my friends and like I had family members that went here as well, it's a safety for them.
Just outside campus, business owners say the news hit hard. One owner telling News 19 many of the students who walk through their doors every day could have been among the victims.
And I immediately started praying, okay? I deal with a lot of students here. They come in this restaurant here, they come eat all the time. So it could have been one of my students.
Concern and safety, those are the two words that I've heard the most from students. One even telling me that he came to college to escape this type of violence, only for it to feel like it's following him. So take a listen to what some other students had to say this morning.
I feel like, me personally, I could feel safe, but at the same time I'm not safe because there's a lot of people, there's a lot of crazy people out here.
In a statement, Orangeburg Department of Public Safety Chief Charles P. Austin said, "Moments like these are difficult for any community. We remain committed to transparency, accountability, and doing everything in our power to ensure the continued safety and well-being of Orangeburg." Authorities say the investigation is still ongoing. In Orangeburg, Ariana Clay, News 19 WLTX.
Ariana, thank you so much. And of course, we'll continue getting some more details and update you here on air and online and over on WLTX Plus as soon as more details come in. Right now, though, on Friends at 5, we are following a protest this Friday evening over in Columbia on Main Street. Now, demonstrators telling us they are gathering to oppose ICE leasing a downtown office on Main Street. We begin tonight's team coverage with news anchor Christy Calcagno. Christy, explain to us what you're seeing around you as far as protesters and how many folks are out there as of right now.
Hey there, good afternoon, Erica. So let's go ahead and just break down, exactly what I see. As I'm going to step out of the way, we are a couple of blocks away from where that alleged ICE building is. So you can already see right here on your screen, there are two glass buildings, right? There's one closer to us and then one farther behind. The one that is further from you right now, as you are looking at the screen, down there on that corner that is where the protest is going to be happening. Now, according to the protesters, we did receive a press release about a couple of days ago. They said it is, quote, the establishment of ICE offices as 1441 Main Street. These protesters are framing it as opposition to that ICE headquarters on Main Street. So since we've been here about a half an hour so far, we haven't seen as much activity. However, we did have one woman come over to us and ask us, hey, when's the protest, where it's going to be, and asking us for more details. So again, we told them that it's happening around 5:30. We also, just before we came on live, we did see a gentleman having a sign on him as well, and it had ICE on there as well, and looked like he was walking back towards that area as well. So let's go ahead and break down exactly how we got out here and exactly what we've been hearing, because there's a lot of unanswered questions, right? So we went straight to the source, exactly figuring out what exactly is going on in that building. Now, you're going to be hearing a lot right here throughout the entire newscast about the United States General Services Administration. That is the GSA. So if anybody refers to that about the GSA and what the GSA says, that's who they are, the General Services Administration. Now, we reached out to them, our team, to figure out exactly who is leasing this building and is it ICE? What do we know more about it? Let's go ahead and pop up that quote. They did release a statement to us, and they said that a federal lease, yes, does exist for 1441 Main Street for a government office. In fact, it was awarded back on October 18th of 2025. Here's the big thing. We do not know what agency is going to be in this based on this information alone. So that is something that we want to relay to you all. So GSA right now is only confirming the general idea that leases and partner agencies, including ICE, but does not name the tenant agency for this address, saying, quote, GSA is committed to working with all of our partner agencies, including our patriotic law enforcement partners such as ICE, to meet their workspace needs. GSA remains focused on supporting this administration's goal of optimizing the federal footprint and providing the best workplaces for our federal agencies to meet their mission. Also saying that they are following all lease procurement procedures in accordance with all applicable laws and regulations. Again, that was a statement that we got provided from the GSA. Then another big question is what is ICE saying? What did they say about this? So yes, we did reach out to ICE. Now, here's the big thing. They will not confirm any of their locations. So we weren't able to have a confirmation exactly if they are in there. However, they did release this statement, and I want to go ahead and read this to you in full. Quote, ICE will not confirm office locations as our officers are facing a coordinated campaign of violence against them, including an 8,000% increase in death threats against them and a more than 1,300% increase in assaults against them. They went on to say, quote, is it really news that when a federal agency hires more personnel that they need more space? Thanks to the big, beautiful bill, we have an additional 12,000 ICE officers and agents on the ground across the country. That's a 120% increase on our workforce. Again, that is a direct quote from ICE, but right now we cannot confirm exactly if ICE is going to be at that location over there, but what we can confirm that it was leased as a government office. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send this on over to News 19's Jamin Wade. He's a bit closer to this protest that's going to be happening in just about 15 or so minutes from now. So Jamin, what are you seeing out there in the field?
Stand by now. Yeah, Christy, I'm over here right in front of the building where we are starting to see just a few people really coming outside here on Main Street, getting signs together. I just saw a lady pass me maybe about 5 or 10 minutes ago with a hand truck full of signs, ready for as many people as they can get here tonight. If maybe you can see it, maybe not at the time, but right now I also have Anson Foster, one of the organizers for tonight's protest. How are you doing today?
Great, how are you, sir?
I'm doing good. So first, I just want to ask, what made you guys kind of just bring the protest to this location?
Absolutely. As you know, we've been rallying at the State House and marching downtown, hundreds of people coming out the past few weeks. But this week we learned that the administration is bringing their campaign of ICE terror to Main Street downtown in this office building. So we've come out right here to say we have nothing to fear. We have nothing to be afraid of. In fact, what we have to fear is if we don't come out and don't do anything. So that's why we're here today, standing up and speaking out.
Yeah, Anson, and I have to ask, they do claim that this would be, if they are inside an administrative-like building for ICE, why does your group still feel like that this is not right, especially downtown in Columbia?
Absolutely. Well, whether or not we have the mass agents terrorizing our streets or whether we have the administrative bureaucrats up in the tower, you know, they're all part of the same oppressive and repressive apparatus of terror that we don't want anywhere near our beautiful city. This is a beautiful Main Street with many beautiful small businesses, our lovely Soda City Market, and we don't want that ICE terror in our neighborhood or in our community or in our city or state.
Well, I appreciate you giving me just some time. I hope you guys are safe, okay? So we're going to be out here following up. The protest starts at 5:30. We'll be right here bringing you guys the latest throughout the rest of the afternoon. But for now, in downtown Columbia, Jamin Wade, News 19 WLTX.
All right, Jamin, thank you so much.